Hi, hey, hello, how are you? And welcome to my channel. Today I need to pick what I'm going to read this month. In the month of June. Can't believe we're already in June. That's so crazy that the year is half over. I definitely feel like I'm ready for June in the sense that I'm actually kind of ready for summer. But I am at a point with my reading where I'm ready to ramp it up. I'm actually really excited for romances. I feel like I've been reading a lot of mysteries and thrillers, and I think I'm ready to take a little pause on that and get back into some romances. At the point of recording this, I'm actually just about to finish Our Perfect Storm, which is the newest release from Carly Fortune. As you can see behind me, I have all of her other books. I love her work so much. They're all so summery, and I feel like it's just gotten me in the mood for summer and for romances. But I realized that ever since I've moved up here to Oregon, I have not used my TBR jar at all. It's just sat on the top of the shelf collecting dust, and I miss it. I feel like there is a bit of chaos that it brings, and I wanted to see what it'll pick for me this month. I do want to say that I have a couple books that I've been looking at that I would like to get to this month if possible, and I wanted to run through those really quick. So I have Beautiful Ruins by Jess Walter. I have read the back of this book and I still kind of don't know what it's about. I feel like the summary is really vague. I got this out of a free little library a while ago, and I've just been waiting because the cover looks so summery, so hopefully I can get to this soon. Then we have Sandwich by Catherine Newman. Again, this cover is so summery. I really want to get into this because I also know that there is kind of like a sequel slash spin-off book after this one. This one is kind of like a family literary fiction. I think it's really character driven, and it's also really short. So that sounds like a good book to help me continue this momentum of getting back into reading. Then I really want to read Margot's Got Money Troubles. I saw that this just came out as a series on Apple TV, and I really want to read this before I watch the series, so I really want to get to this as soon as I can. And then last but not least, for the books that are on my immediate radar, I have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I actually got this for free at an item swap, which is insane because this is her newest release, and I have been wanting to read it since it came out last summer. So I am down and would be super excited if this one gets pulled. Okay, without further ado, let's pick some prompts from my TBR jar. I know I most likely won't actually end up reading 6 books this month, but I think I'm gonna pick 6 just so that I have some variety to choose from. Okay, let's do the first one. We have Book with Yellow on the cover. Okay, so both Sandwich and Beautiful Ruins have yellow on the cover, which is really awesome for me. I think I'm gonna pick Sandwich, honestly, because I am so intrigued by this. So this will be our first pick. Let's keep going. Then we have Book with a Cute Cover. Girl, why did I write that? I feel very seldom do I read a book where I'm this cover is so uggo. I don't know. Oh, I have really been wanting to read an Abby Jimenez book. I know this is absolutely insane because I am a booktuber and I am a romance girly. I have actually never read an Abby Jimenez book. I own all 3 books in the Friendzone series, and then I have Part of Your World. But typically, if I'm going to read a new author and I have the choice of which book of theirs I can read, I normally like to go back to the beginning because I think it's interesting to see their writing progress. So I think for Book with a Cute Cover, I'm going to choose The Friendzone by Abby Jimenez. I was just thinking about this book literally yesterday and how much I wanted to start it, so that is really exciting actually. Let's pick a purple one. This one's says, book by an author you've never read before. Okay, well, I have read Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've read many of her books, so that's out. I've never read a Ruthie Thorpe book though, so I think I'm gonna go with Margot's Got Money Troubles. I am really excited to read this. I feel like the plot sounded really interesting to me. I know that this book is about a woman who has, I think she has like a baby, and she is running low on money, so she has to get creative about how she goes about finding work, and I think it's funny, but I'm not sure. So I'm excited for this one. Let's put that one here as our next pick. So we've got 3 down, 3 to go. Let's pick an orange one. Book by author of a book you didn't like. Okay, that is really interesting. Let's go on Libby and see what is immediately available, because there is an author that I have in mind. Okay, so the author that I was thinking of was Renee Carlino. She wrote Before We Were Strangers, which I have and is honestly one of my favorite books of all time. However, after I read that book, I wanted to read more of her stuff because I was like, I'm gonna like it, right? Like, I love Before We Were Strangers. So I read Wish You Were Here and Swear on This Life, and I didn't really like either of those books. So I knew that she had more books, and I saw that at the library they have Sweet Thing by Renee Carlino immediately available, so I think that's going to be my 4th pick. Let's see what that's about. Let's pick the 5th one. Book that was released this year. Okay, 2026 releases. One of the other books that I've really been wanting to read is called My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. I've read one other Alice Feeney book before, and it was really good. I really liked it. This is like a mystery thriller, but it is immediately available to me at the library, and so I think I'm gonna pick that for my 5th book. Last but not least, let's do a nonfiction book. Okay, I have a couple nonfiction books down here in my TBR area, and it is June. It is Pride Month, and I've really been wanting to start Girls Can Kiss Now by Jill Gutowitz. I could be saying their last name wrong. I know that this is a collection of like lesbian essays, I'm pretty sure, and I've really been wanting to check this out. I've had this for a while now, and it's just been staring at me, and so I feel like this is the perfect pick for Pride Month. I'm actually really glad that I got a nonfiction prompt so that I can add this to the stack. So we have these 3. We have Sandwich by Catherine Newman. We have Margot's Got Money Troubles by Ruthie Thorpe. And then we have Girls Can Kiss Now by Jill Gutowitz. And then let's not forget we have My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney, The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez, and Sweet Thing by Renee Carlino. I'm really excited. I feel like now that I have a selection of books that I'm actively trying to get through in the month of June, I feel like it's gonna give me really good motivation to read. I feel like a lot of times when I don't have the immediate TBR, I'm just kind of wishy-washy about reading, and I feel like this will like seriously kick it into high gear, and I'm really excited about that. Leave a comment down below and tell me, what are you looking forward to reading in June? I would love to hear it. If you like this video, you can like it. If you haven't already, you can subscribe if you like me and my channel. All of my social media links are in the description below if you want to follow me elsewhere on the internet, and I will see you next time. Bye!